Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the New Cosmic Knowledge Channel. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. Glad to have you here. This is where we give you new ideas, new potentialities, new possibilities, and take you to places that you've never been before. If you didn't see our great show earlier today, I guess that's not going to come on for us. If you didn't see our great show earlier today about people that believe that they are not going to find their twin flame in this lifetime, and that they feel like they are being that their present is being limited by things they did in their past, forcing them to put off things that they want to do, want to be, or want to grow into until the future. I hope that we showed you the folly of that. I hope that we showed you that that was completely and totally disempowering. Well, thank you for watching that last video, Melanie. Completely and totally disempowering. And there's nothing that you have done in the past, whether you believe you've signed some karmic contracts or some of those things like that, none of that or any agreements that you've made, nothing that you've done in the past should keep you from doing what you want to do here in this present, or putting off things that you want to do, things that you want to be, growth you want to accomplish until the future. You are divine, you are sovereign, you are free. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So please put that together. Thank you, Melanie, very much for that. Now, I have another short thing that I want to say to you. And Power Vapor is already weighing in. You've heard me say many times that if someone shows you who they are, believe them. And that's very, very true. So many times we get shown who people are, we get shown very early, we get shown very often, and we still don't believe them. Now, normally I use that in a somewhat negative context. I say that when people show us red flags, don't paint them green. Of course, Sandra D did a great job in her series on psychopaths, narcissists, hello Lit T, and sociopaths, and how they seek out, hunt down, manipulate, and enslave, hello Donna, empaths and highly sensitive people. So any empath, any highly sensitive person that has been in an abusive trap of a relationship with a psychopath, a sociopath, or a narcissist knows that there were signs early on, there were signs that were early and often, and they just chose not to listen to them. They just chose not to follow them. They saw red flags and they chose to paint them green. And unfortunately, that is true. That is often the case. And you should, the very first time, well, let's think about that. The first time that somebody shows you who they are, I think as a spiritual person and as a person that's fair, everybody has a moment. Everybody has an instant. Everybody has a time when they're not at their best. So if somebody shows you something that looks really bad, you might want to give them a break the first time. Maybe even the second time, but if somebody consistently shows you things, then you need to believe them. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When someone shows you negative behaviors, believe them. When someone shows you controlling behaviors, believe them. When somebody shows you psychopathic, narcissistic, or sociopathic tendencies, yeah, Melanie, it does sometimes take a while. Believe them. But I have to make a confession to you. Any personal experiences, Jeff? I've never actually been, I don't think, in a relationship with a psychopath, a sociopath, or a narcissist. I'm just not built that way. I'm very intuitive, but I'm not an empath. I don't take on other people's energy. I have, I always say I'm 10 feet tall and bulletproof spiritually, and that is true. And I don't mean to say that with any braggadocio or braggadociously, but I've just never had that issue. I've never had that problem. I have been in relationships with people where I've seen red flags and painted them green, absolutely, but not along the psychopath, sociopath type of situation. So you've got to learn to do that. You've got to learn to do that. However, I must make a confession. In bringing you that truth, and I think Maya Angelou is the first one that said that, Angelou, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And I think Oprah quoted her, so a lot of people think it's an Oprah quote. It's really not, it's Maya Angelou. And I've always been guilty of looking at that. Thank you for subscribing. I've always been guilty of looking at that only in negative terms. If someone shows me bad things, rotten things, unhelpful things, hurtful things, I should believe them. And thank you for subscribing again, and please do subscribe to Sandra D'Angelo's channel as well. I think she's 4 short of 1,200. It'd be great if by this broadcast end that she would be over 1,200. So if you haven't subscribed to Sandra D'Angelo, please do. I know why the cage bird sings, absolutely. So go over and subscribe to her channel. Sandra's my partner in life and in this work, so I think she does a great job. Not a but for Sandra, and I have made mistakes with this when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because it also works in the positive way. Because when someone shows you who they are, you should believe them. Okay, maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, but by the third time, when you begin to see patterns in people that are helpful, powers that are patterns that are nurturing, patterns that are building people up, patterns of high integrity, patterns of great morality. When someone shows you how bad they are, you should believe them. When someone shows you how flawed they are, you should believe them. When someone shows you, thank you, it's nice to see you here seeing me live. When someone shows you how bad for you they are, how wrecked they are, how flawed they are, you should believe them. Conversely, when someone shows you how nurturing they are, you should believe them. When someone shows you how trustworthy they are, you should believe them. Thank you, Michelle T. I salute you very much for that. Thank you so much for the super chat. When someone shows you how trustworthy they are, you should believe them. Because many of you who have been through abusive, psychopath, sociopath, and narcissist relationships, taking advantage of you as a highly sensitive person or an empath, and I'm speaking a little bit out of school, but I know a little bit about spirituality, and I think that it could cause you to be very, very cautious, and you should be very, very cautious. But there comes a time when someone good is going to come into your life, when someone nurturing is going to come into your life, when someone is going to come into your life, and they're going to be good to the core. And when someone shows you how good they are, it's just as okay to believe them as when someone shows you how bad they are. And it's right to believe them. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes as spiritual people within this, what do we call it, New Thought movement, within this truther movement, sometimes we get to the place where I used to call it in Pentecostals. I always look for the good in folks, inevitably, but can definitely see patterns in others, especially. It's good. So Jeff, if you feel worn out and drained when someone talks to you, that sounds like an energy vampire. If they show you who they are, believe them. We sometimes start looking for demons behind every bush. That was the joke in the Pentecostal realms. You're always looking for the bad, right? You're always looking for something. Yeah, succubus, I would agree with that. You're always looking for something horrible. Thank you. I'm so glad I could help you, Denise. It's always where we look on the negative, and I was guilty of it. So when someone shows you how bad they are, believe them. When someone shows you how good they are, believe them. Will be excellent, only good to the core, and flame shows up. And when someone loves the bad side as well, wow. Great comments coming in tonight. And I just felt like after so many years of telling you when someone shows you who they are, believe them in a negative context, it was important for me to come on and show you the reverse as well. And I've recently seen this in my life, and we all have damage. We all have people that have done things to us. We all have people that have taken advantage of us. And when you see someone come into your life that is good to you consistently, that is helpful to you consistently, that is nurturing to you consistently, that shows themselves to act with the highest of integrity consistently, that shows themselves to act with high morality consistently, when they show you that they love you consistently, when they show you that they're trustworthy consistently, when they show you that they're putting you on a pedestal and not in a bad way consistently, when someone shows you how good they are, when someone shows you who they really are, and if they're really, really good, it's all right to go ahead and believe them. And let's think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you pray, or whether you meditate, or whether you put out intentions, or whether you get angel card readings, or whatever you do, a lot of you are asking, send me my twin flame. Send me a person to love. Send me a good person. And then a good person shows up, and you start doing the old looking a gift horse in the mouth thing. And what that saying means is that if someone gives you a horse, you don't look in their mouth. And the reason that you look in a horse's mouth to see how old they are. So if someone gives you a horse, it's a free horse. Don't look in its mouth and be picky about it. And if someone shows you how good they are, over time, it's okay to believe them because you've been praying for it, meditating for it, putting out intentions for it. You've been trusting for it. So why is it so beyond your ability to conceive that, guess what? The divine, your higher self, or you through your own divinity have manifested something good for your life. So yes, if someone shows you who they really are in a negative fashion, stop painting red flags green, believe them. And conversely, if someone shows you who they really are, there's no need to paint green flags red either. When someone shows you who they really are, I encourage you to believe them. And as Catherine says, from Beirut, Lebanon, dreams do come true. I'm living proof of it. Dreams do come true. Happily Ever After is real. And if you look at the video I did earlier this week about Happily Ever After is real, it is a distinct process that is duplicatable by anyone who's willing to do so. But you have to do it consistently. You have to be willing to pay the price. And you have to be willing to go to the very end of yourself before you're going to receive that which you need to get into full liberation and fullness of your favor and of your potentiality. It is work, and it does work. So that's just the simple little message that I wanted to bring to you. But sometimes the simple things are the most powerful things, and the most powerful things are the most simple things. So, as they used to say out west, go ahead and put that in your peace pipe and smoke it. I don't recommend pipes or smoking, but ponder it. Consider it. Z Golden Report, nice to see you. Think about it. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. because they really are that bad, or they really are that good. What people show you consistently, repeatedly, over time, that's who they are. Believe them, get them out of your life, or believe them and receive that which you deserve. Because we all deserve a dream come true. We all deserve happily ever after. And I believe that we're going to be seeing more and more of that coming to pass over these next few days, weeks, months, years. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that so much. This is New Cosmic Knowledge, taking you to places you've never been before, to consider possibilities, to consider potentialities, and to consider things that you can be and do, because we want you to know you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free, ladies and gentlemen. All you have to do, it's very simple, just unindoctrinate yourself. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is the New Cosmic Knowledge channel. Please like, please share, please subscribe. And oh, before we go, let me give you some exciting news. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, at 10 a.m., I'm going to have Magenta Pixie on this channel for a live interview. Magenta Pixie, one of the great New Age teachers on YouTube. She feels a calling to try to unite the New Age crowd and the Truther crowd, and I feel a calling to help her. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I also will have Robert on tomorrow night from Brain Changers. We're going to talk about Ormus, and we've got a big announcement coming up tomorrow night, so don't miss it. And then I believe on Wednesday we have oh my goodness, how can I forget his name? I'll tell you on Tuesday night, but it's going to be a Gemstone University. And then, of course, Wednesday at 11:30, Serpent and Dove with Sandra D. and myself. And we're going to be talking about, Sandra just finished the epic series about the psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists coming after empaths and highly sensitive persons. And we are going to show you, and we're going to discuss, we're going to take that from the practical life, which Sandra just knocked the ball out of the park and has set many people free. We're going to take it up into the spiritual realm. Spiritual psychopaths, spiritual narcissists, spiritual sociopaths, feeding on us, and because of what we've been taught and where we've come from, we all tend to be, when it comes to religion and spirituality, we all tend to have very heavy, highly sensitive person or very heavy empathic tendencies, even if we're not highly sensitive people or empaths. So, spiritual vampires, as Z Golden Report says, that will be part of it. And also, flat out deities, psychopathic deities. You don't want to miss that. And then on Thursday, we'll have the return of the consequential rapscallions. Lots of great stuff coming up. June the 9th, Rex Bear and I overnight at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary for a great paranormal exploration. It's not a ghost hunt, ladies and gentlemen. It is an exploration, yes, with Scotty, of one of the most notorious penitentiaries in U.S. history that was closed down because it was so notorious. And we're actually going to be there overnight. Rex is going to have all of his meters and his machines. I'm going to have the rods. We're going to have some surprises. We're going to try to go live, but with all that steel and concrete, don't know if live is going to work. But at the very least, we'll be doing some epic recording, and we'll be posting those, I'm sure, very early the next day. So all kinds of great stuff coming up. And you can go to my website, jeffreydaugherty.com, get the Mystech bands, which will change your life. And if you order through me, you get 20% off. And Halo breaks a piece off for me so I can keep going to Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. I can keep going to Coral Castle and the Georgia Guidestones. Help me help you, or just help you and help me. You know, Kathy, I've talked to 3 or 4 people out of the hundreds that we've sent rods to that the rods just don't work. It is a divination tool, and sometimes it just doesn't resonate with some people. Thank you, Lee. We're just this close to 14, so we're looking forward to blasting off on that. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I would really love for you to help me get to 14,000 subscribers. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell, because we really do enjoy having you in the chats. And now I've got a new phone. It's the S version of a Halo AB3. Thank you so much. Halo is a great guy. So now it's much easier for me to look at the phone when I'm doing a live broadcast like this and be able to see the comments. So that's why I'm doing it. And of course, Ellie says her rods work great. Again, 99.9% of people love the rods. If they just don't resonate with you, I'm not going to ask you to send them back to me. You can give them to somebody that resonates, that they do resonate with, but if you feel like they just don't work for you, I will give you your money back. It's not my fault, but I will give you your money back because I believe that's an exchange in abundance. And that's the way that we like to do things around here. Heidi slept with hers. Heidi talked to hers. Heidi kissed hers. And they turned around and started working for her. So do what you can. And if you just feel completely frustrated, feel free to contact me. I will return your money for the rods, give them to somebody else, and we just want to make it an exchange in abundance. It does take some time to get to know them. And again, ladies and gentlemen, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. They really are that bad, and they really are that good. Get rid of the deceivers, but also be willing to receive a gift from the divine and from your higher self. Until next time, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge, and we will see you again real soon. Remember, you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free, and only only you can unindoctrinate yourself.